Alright guys, we've had a few complications. I think mainly we cannot put the seat back on because this is designed to mount to their tail in their kind of carbon seat. Like I said, this is very it's only for racing pretty much. I think that was the slight miscommunication that we had, is that, it's a very small gallon capacity, and yeah, it's designed to have their kind of carbon seat that is just literally just straight carbon, or with their tail design. So we're gonna ride her like this. No seat, no front rotor, with a new tank. I mean, hey, at least the tank looks amazing with the K and everything. But yeah, it looks like we're just gonna do this one ride, see how it is and all that, and then we'll come back and I'll probably put back the OEM, since I can't even put the seat back on. And we do not have the seat and the tail design from them, so just want to test it out, at least see how it is. We put some gas in there, and yeah, let's see how this is gonna go. All right, this is weird. I guess I'll just grab the tail. Oh my god, I mean, it looks insane. I wish I could put the seat back on, but yeah, I mean, regardless, like I was saying, 1.5 gallons, so it wouldn't really work long term anyways. So I just want to take her out and see how it feels. Now I'm thinking about maybe just doing a full carbon cover instead of a full carbon tank on the OEM, just to make her the full carbon finish. But I don't know, we'll see. I'm a little iffy usually about carbon covers. This is obviously pretty sick. But like I said, I mean, it would have looked cool if I even just get their race seat and have it just carbon, but that's a little... We're already going extreme with this thing, with the missing front rotor and all that. And then later on we'll go back to the OEM tank. It's such a bummer because it actually looks so sick. The low profile and just the fact that it's full carbon. It looks crazy. This looks so insane. Alright, let's start her up. We haven't even started her up. So let's see how if she's running and all. Okay, she's all good. I'm gonna be sitting on my subframe where we broke the tabs on it, as you guys saw, and we're breaking literally the whole thing pretty much. It's falling apart. All the attachment pieces are falling apart. So yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe we'll just buy the other one from us, Corsa Carbon, but I'm always worried about it because it's a structural piece. So I don't know what I want to do with it. I definitely want to keep it like a carbon subframe. So we'll see. These builds, man, it's rough when you want to go very crazy and do full carbon. Most people just do carbon panels, which is more than enough. That's what all the other builds are. But when you want to do really structural pieces like subframe, tank, sometimes frame and stuff like that, it adds a lot more. Fuel light is on right away. It doesn't have a fuel trip either. All right. Oh boy, I'm sitting directly on the battery. Hopefully nothing nothing happens. Can I get a rag real quick? I think that's brake fluid. Man, this is a bummer because look at the K. Look how sick this looks and everything. Yeah, maybe down the line when we get a third H2, we'll do a proper race build or something like that. Thank you. Yeah, there's a bunch of specs. I just don't want it to leave marks. Thank you so much, Simon. All right, I'll be back soon. And yeah, we'll just do the front rotor when we come back, and we'll switch back the tank, I guess, and that's it. Okay. At least it's only 2 bolts and it'll come right off, right? Yeah. Literally. All right. Let's see how it feels with the missing. Oh my god. Oh my god, because there's no seat. I'm sitting so much lower, so the angle with the rear sets right now is absolutely insane. This is such a sketchy ride. Missing a rotor. Ow. Something just smacked me right in the eye right now too. Missing the seat. The subframe is cracked. Well, at least not the structural pieces, at least only the stuff that holds the seat. But luckily we don't have a seat, so... Oh man, this is such a bummer. Look, I'm looking down and I see the K and everything. This would have been so sick. I'm using only my fronts for now, just so I can get a feel for just that without even the rear, to see how much worse it is. Holy, the geometry is so weird right now. What is that? Oh my god, dude. The bike is noticeably lighter though. Holy. That has to be like primarily, I mean, yeah, it's the front rotor and the tank. Holy. The bike feels so light right now with those two mods. And with this tank, since it's a roll race tank, I can actually for once tuck all the way in. Come on, Motor Fix. Next up, we need to make the same thing with a bigger tank capacity. I would say, like, you know, 2.5 or maybe double the size of this fuel tank. I would say like at least 2.5, maybe 3 gallons. That'd be perfect. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the braking is still pretty decent. Obviously, it's not the same, it's half the front braking, but I thought it was gonna be way worse. This is like good enough for me where I can like manage. Definitely for like emergency cases, for hard braking, you'll have to use both and kind of swerve around more. But holy, I definitely noticed a difference. And you know what? I noticed a difference too with like the way. I feel like going this way is easier than going to the right now. Ride on the world's lightest H2R right now. This has to be, especially that I'm missing a full seat. This has to be the world's lightest H2R. It's so weird that I'm sitting on the battery. But look how good this looks! Oh man! It's such a beautiful piece, and I was planning on replacing the silver bolts with like my titanium black bolts as well to murder it out. Maybe anodize this in green too. It would look so sick complete. Such a bummer that we can't like fully keep this on. Yeah, I definitely coming to a stop and all that, I definitely feel the difference in like braking power. But I'm not gonna lie, this bike is so much more flickable now. Holy. And that's with me sitting inside the bike seat-wise. Oh, that was a good test. I wanted to get ahead, but that was kind of more of an emergency stop, and we managed. That was good. Like I said, like right now I'm still not even using full brake, you know, I'm not holding it completely, so it's definitely not as bad as some people make it seem, especially because I have the rear too. Now, of course, at higher speed, you'll need even more brake, so it's obviously more important, but that was a good example of kind of like a little bit more of an emergency stop where I wanted to get over, but there was a car, so I just stopped, and everything was good. And of course, I still have my rear. The rear is not deleted, so, you know, when I'm using both. Right now, it's really hard to use both because I barely have my foot on the peg because I'm so at an incline angle since I don't have a seat at all, so it's a lot more extreme. It's also slippery since I don't have a seat. That was another test of just front brake alone. I can't imagine how the front wheel looks though. Without a disc rolling, it's gonna look so insane. When it's bumpy without a seat. The thing is, if it was a flat surface, it would be okay. It would just like be hard. But now it's like I don't even know what I'm sitting on. I'm sitting on like kind of pressure points. That's crazy how much this weight saving made a difference in the way the bike feels. Obviously going straight, I feel like I haven't noticed much of a difference, especially because, you know, we removed, like I said, the front rotor, so I lost braking power as well. But the main thing I noticed is how flickable the bike is, especially at low speed when there's no wind resistance. That's when I'm like, holy. Yeah, we just need to plan ahead for slowing down, because for sure this guy's probably like, what am I looking at right now? Yeah, the braking power is definitely, it's a big difference, because like I feel the bite and everything, and it's stopping, it just like keeps rolling a lot longer, clearly. Oh, and we need to adjust our throttle. Since this is by wire, I forgot that this is not hydraulic, so we can just adjust the wire and it'll lose that play that I've been complaining about for so long. Okay, that was perfect example of, yeah, I'm good. I can manage with these brakes. They're definitely more sketchy, but I can handle it. We're good with the missing rotor, especially if I'm using my rear too. Like right now, I just use the rear. Perfect. Definitely noticeable, but like I said, it's not like I'm tracking this where I need to constantly brake super hard and my brakes are gonna get super hot. Oh, forgot that there's a bump here. I'm so glad I stood up. I would have ate it right now. What we really need is actually like a new master, so maybe we'll do that next. Get a different master cylinder for it, and we have the upgraded rotors, and we just get a better caliper. I wonder if I can buy one caliper and then she should be set. Well, there we have it. We made it back in one piece. It's definitely not nearly as sketchy as I expected. That is totally manageable, so you know, we can do block off. We'll put back the titanium bolts here just so it looks kind of like more cleaner, not like missing like that. This looks so insane right now. It's gonna take a sec to get used to, because it looks almost naked since you're so used to like having more stuff there, to be honest. But I think when I get used to it, it'll look very, very sick. And the bike is noticeably lighter, because like I said, this is rotational mass, so you know, it makes a huge difference, especially when we start upgrading I have the floating rotor. When we put the, holy shit, oh my god, yeah, those are gonna run really hot, so we might have to go through rotors a little bit more frequently now that we only have one. Also, I am trying to like test how durable these rotors are right now, so we are doing more extra like stopping power and stuff like that, where I'm using more brakes on purpose just to make sure it's good. But yeah, those are hot, so maybe we'll upgrade the brake pads too, you know, get like higher performance stuff. Look at her go. Shout out again to Motorfix. Amazing stuff. The only thing is that it is mainly for racing, you know what I mean? This is not stuff for me, which is kind of like a hybrid. I'm somewhere in between. Like, this is not a roll race bike or like a race bike. It's just a bike that I would like to ride, enjoy, and at the same time it's still like super fast and powerful. So it's a good mix between the two. Yeah, it's good. Touch the front rotor though. I cooked that thing. So yeah, again, shout out to Motorfix. This was such a cool project, and it looks so sick and minimal. Everything integrated with my logo and everything. Oh yeah, have a temperature thing? 126? 26.
Well, it is going to be hot because you braked. I don't know what the regular temp, but oh shit, it's almost triple. It's more than double.
66?
66 Celsius.
Oh, this is Celsius.
Bro, you told me to touch that shit at 115.
I just did. Yo, touch it now. Let's see. Last time you guys were like, oh no, that was your brother.
It's 115. Look, here, can you get in the camera?
Yeah, it's cooling down a little bit now. What? Well, yeah, I was testing them. I want to make sure like how good they are.
Yeah, it's double. It doubled.
What is this at? 70 degrees, and that's at 140.
At first it was 145, and now it's cooling down right now.
And that's that quick. So imagine as soon as I got back. Yeah, I know. I touched it a little bit, and I was like, okay, this is really hot. There you guys have it. Again, check out Motorfix. I'm gonna leave a link to their website down below. If you want to build a roll race bike, which maybe a third H2 one day, you know, I had a little idea I want to put in this video just so I can remember, because sometimes I forget. I have to get so many ideas. Instead of down the line, like I said, this is my favorite bike, and this is the H2R, right? And I have the H2. What if down the line, instead of, let's say, me wanting another H2R, what if I build an H2 to be like the H2R? And I'm not talking about just engine mods, I'm talking about everything. So literally buy the OEM cowl from Kawasaki, buy the new different upgraded like air system for it, and do that on an H2 and compare the price, how much it costs me and everything else to convert an H2 to an H2R like truthfully. So I think that that'd be a really cool project. Of course, do the engine mods too and all the aero and everything like that. I think that'd be very cool. And then imagine racing the H2, the H2R, and the H2R conversion from an H2 all together. I feel like that would be very, very sick. And maybe on that bike, since we have it as an H2R, we'll do the rest of the bike with Motorfix, where we do like all the super light roll race stuff, because I know they make a full carbon, a singular piece with like the singular tail light, so it even deletes your lights, like true, you know, racing stuff as light as possible. So I feel like that'll be very, very interesting as a project in the future for a third H2. So, you know, to do, it'd be insane, that's for sure. But yeah, this thing is very crazy. I'm still trying to get used to the look with the missing front rotor. It's definitely pretty wild and out there, that's for sure. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about it? And yeah, shout out to Motorfix. And now, unfortunately, like I said, as soon as, the thing is with the fuel tank capacity, as soon as it hits a gallon, usually that's when your fuel light comes on. And since this is a gallon and a half, fuel light came on pretty much right away. So that's why it's almost impossible to keep this on here, because everything here is like far distance. So I'm literally gonna have to ride from gas station to the other. And you know, since this bike doesn't have fans, that's also difficult, because that's when it overheats, is when you do like a lot of traffic lights and stops and stuff like that. It has to be on the go, which is mostly like freeways and stuff. So yeah, unfortunately can't do that for this. And I had the idea of putting this maybe on the H2, but since it doesn't fit the OEM seat, yeah, not sure what I'll be doing with it. But for now, we have to go back to the stock tank, sadly, even though this looks absolutely insane. Maybe I'll get a Corsa Carbon, you know, our carbon company, and just do a complete cover, because we don't do full carbon tanks. Maybe one day down the line, you know, if the company takes off and do all that, we can do crazy projects like that. But these are very intricate, complicated pieces. I mean, given that this is a fuel cell technically, which is this piece, and then a carbon cover, but you know, making a full true carbon tank is also like very difficult and all that. So for now, maybe, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below if we get like the full carbon cover for the tank, just to make it look at least full carbon. I think that'd be cool too, instead of this. What do you think? Should we do Corsa Carbon full tank cover on the H2R? The whole thing, just so it gives it that look, because look how sick that looks.
Sick. Yeah, no, it does look sick. The shape is kind of, obviously, it's more pro racing.
Yeah.
But they don't like it with like the classic kind of like.
Yeah. So that's why I was thinking maybe we do the full carbon cover on it down the line. So it's like a true, at least it looks full carbon, even though the tank, I mean, technically, like I was saying, this is a fuel cell. So it's not like a full carbon tank. It's a fuel cell with like a carbon cover.
Correct,
yeah. So, but still, you know, has that like full, this is as close as you can get to a full carbon build.
Or we can make a full carbon tank.
I told them, I was like, maybe down the line in the future we can make one. Yeah, that'd be, I know. Well, yeah, that's how much they would go for. Yeah, it'll be like super expensive, and that's just such a small niche. That's why I feel like not a lot of companies do it, because there's not many people buying.
Cell, manufacture the cell, and then obviously they put the overlay, and then
yeah.
got a full tank.
So we'll see. But yeah, again, shout out to Motorfix. We're gonna end this video here. That was a very interesting video. We did a lot. I feel like this went through a proper diet today. So yeah, now we're gonna throw back the OEM tank and throw back the seat. Sadly, yeah, like these broken tabs and all, I don't know. We'll figure something out for this. And then we're gonna hop on the Fireblade build real quick, and we're just gonna do the carbon pieces for my H2R some other day. and maybe I'll leave her here and I'll come back tomorrow. I'll ride it back and come back. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so far, this is how the bike is looking. And you know, we got a couple more pieces, like I said, that we'll do very soon. But yeah, we'll see where Simon is, and we'll get this dialed up, and we'll start on the Fireblade, which will be the,
Simon hid from you.
Yeah, he was like, I'm out, dude. I am out. This was just the first project, and it was like this complicated. He's like, I'm gone. All right, guys. Please drop a like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, right, Seth?